guys, it's Christy or Miss Bikini Buns. It is August 13th, 2025. It is now 4:14 in the morning. I am here to give you my morning impressions. And while I do that, I will be making my carbonated drink with tangerine lime, fiber, collagen, and greens. Here's some ASMR. I don't know if you can hear. So, my morning impression for today. It's rest day. I'm so happy. Oh, it's a time to breathe a little. Since we have teacher meetings after school, and I get out a little bit later than normal, I don't like to go to the gym on Wednesdays. I think I've said that before, but I'll say it again. I do not like to go to the gym on Wednesdays. Why? Because if you remember from yesterday's video, the gym parking lot is crowded. I mean, people are already parking in the other parking lot. Yeah, so not fun. And especially when you go in at a later time. I get home later, and if I go, I'll probably be home about 6:30, and that, to me, that's just too late. Because I got things to do, and I want to be in bed by 8:30. So I do not like to go to the gym on Wednesdays. That is why I'm really going to try this year to honor my rest days on Wednesdays and to not have my rest days on the weekend, because it's just too much. I'm going to wait a little bit, let the carbonation go. Morning impressions. I think today is just a time to be grateful. This morning I heard Miko take a leap on one of the tables I have here, and he is on his little bed. Here, I'll show you. I don't know if you can see. Can you see? So he stays there. I don't know if you could see. I'll probably have to edit that out if you can't see. But he stays there, and then he likes it. Like I said, he's part cat. He just likes to walk on the tables. I guess it pays to be short. So, just to be grateful. I'm grateful for him still being in my life. I'm grateful that he's healthy. I got him when I was, back in 2014. And when I got him, I was on sick leave because something happened over here and it ballooned up. And I don't know, the doctors couldn't explain why something over here just kind of swelled up. So I was home before winter break. But anyway, I saw his picture on Facebook through the OSPCA, and he had a really sad story. They found him in the middle of the road in a chicken cage. And his eye was gashed, so his eye was up above his eye, it was split open. So when I first saw his picture, and obviously they rescued him and they fixed him up and stuff, but when I saw his picture, something inside me was like, that's my dog. So I inquired about him, and then they said, okay, sure. And then I'm sure because he's so small and like he's a little chihuahua, a lot of people were interested. But then when I went, I wanted to meet him, and then they said, oh, you can stay with him for a while. So I went into his little kennel area and I just sat down. And for the whole time, I would say about like 15 minutes to half an hour, he just barked at me. And I didn't even like try to make friends, like do all the goopy loopy, oh, come here, blah, blah, blah. I just sat there and I just let him bark at me because I knew he was scared. And then later on, when I read his paperwork, it said it took them a while to calm him down. He did not like to be touched. I could not touch him. So even when they scooped him into the pet carrier, and then I let him go at in the bathroom because I just wanted him to be in a secure, secluded place. He didn't want to be touched, and when I tried, he would just make this awful crying. But finally, it was like the nighttime, and it was like I have to open up the bathroom. So let the gate out. He came out, and then I just picked him up, and he cried a little bit, and then after that, he was fine. And I think he recognized that he was home. And ever since then, oh, he's such a sweetie. I keep telling people, please listen to me, because Miko listens to me, and look how great his life is. All he does is get up, eat, go to sleep, play, go sleep, eat. I mean, what kind of life is that? See, it's good to be my dog or a pet of mine because I don't really demand anything out of you. And he's not a very affectionate dog either. He'll come and he'll lick you and stuff, but he doesn't want to be held. He doesn't want to be, like a little baby, held like a little baby. Mm-mm. And then if you do pick him up, you're good for maybe if you can get out 10 seconds. And then he'll start to go, oh. And then it's like, oh, put him down. And then you have to watch out when you pick him up, because when you pick him up by his sides, if you feel it tighten, he's going to scream. So I have to wait. I just touch his sides, wait till it relaxes, and then I pick him up. So you learn all these little things. And I remember that when he first came, we were living in another place, and it had a yard, and then in the yard had a gate, the fence, and then he could go underneath to the neighbor's yard. Well, we first got him, and he was already in the neighbor's yard, and then housemaid Daniel tried to go get him, but he just was like this, like no, no, no. And then I came out and I said, come on, Miko, come on. And then he just looked at me, and then he came right back. And then from there I knew, yes, that's my dog. So I am like truly grateful to have him, because he's been there for me in good times and bad times. I'll be on your side forevermore. That's what friends are for. Remember that song back in the 80s? Yeah, by Dionne Warwick, Stevie Wonder, Gladys Knight, and Elton John. So, yes, sometimes I sing that in my head because, the lyrics are just so true sometimes. Anyway, so I guess today's morning impression is to be grateful. And, yeah. So I am going to mix my drink and speak more about my day. So today we have afternoon meetings. Like I said, it's going to be a long day, but it's okay. It's our first faculty meeting of the officials. I guess it is, the school year part where the students come. Because we already had a faculty meeting during our in-service, I guess they call it. So, yeah. And then can't wait till Friday, which is Hawaii Statehood Day. I'm so glad they recognize statehood so we can get a holiday. Yay! For state employees. Yay! Do you know Hawaii is the only place in the United States, the whole state is the Department of Education? Yeah. In other countries, in other states, they have school boards, but in Hawaii, the whole school district is the state of Hawaii. And in other states, the school district are just, these little geographical geographical places that, serve their students in that area. Isn't that interesting? So yes, we cover all the islands, and at times it's hard to be a public school teacher as compared to a private school teacher, because public school, we give education for everybody, and in private school you can be a little bit more selective, so you can kind of control your school environment and their academics, right? Because that's what you pay for, is private school. How do I know? Because I went to private school all 13 years of my elementary, intermediate, and high school. So yes, I went to private school. I wasn't rich. A lot of sacrifices were made, but my mom strongly believed, because she went to private school for her elementary and I think her intermediate days. She went to private school, and then she went to public high school, but strongly believed that private school education was the way to go, and that all my cousins went. Now, on the other side, the father side, I used to get a lot of shit for going to private school. They used to tease me. Oh, you go to private school, you must be so rich. I'm like, no. We just make a lot of sacrifices. But you know what the irony is? When they went to high school, guess what kind of school they went to? Private school. Only a handful, because I had maybe more than 15 cousins on the father's side, first cousins. Maybe like a handful went to public school. The rest, where they went? Private school. So, what you gotta say about that now? So, that's another thing. Grateful for my private school education. So, I will end this now. I will give you my classroom chronicles when I get to work. Hopefully, there's something to share. If not, oh well. There is no gym accountability check-in today because it's rest day. I'm so happy. My body needs a little break, and that is why it's called rest day. Dialing in. Oh, one more thing. Dialing in on the nutrition and doing my exercises, except HIIT, but don't tell my coach. I am seeing the reduction in pounds. So I'm hoping that it stays along this progress line, because I am just like, yes, I finally need something to break me out of my plateau. And because I'm breaking out of my plateau, personal trainer Peach Bunny, I am not showing diminishing effort. So in a way you're right, but not fully. But still love you. Anyway, so I will officially end my morning impression for August 13th, 2025 on this beautiful Wednesday morning. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you later, bunnies. Bye. Hi, bunnies. It is 5:45. Guess where I'm at? Side of the building, waiting for the gate and the school building to open. And as I was sitting here, I was thinking, yesterday I said there's many facets to me. Well, one of the facets to me is I like to dance hula. And although I did not grow up in it, I was always drawn to hula. But I don't know, I never really asked my mother, but I think due to financial reasons, and also it wasn't really culturally accepted at the time. Now it's a totally different story. But I did hula lessons when I was really young. I would say maybe from 4 to 6 maybe. I mean, it was only a brief time. Or I don't even know, but it was young. And then I always was drawn to hula, but I was never put in lessons, formal lessons. And it wasn't until I went to college, actually, in Oregon that, I was really drawn to hula because it also connected me to Hawaii. Now, even over there, I did not have formal hula lessons. I just kind of learned with the people who were there, But then when I came home, I had the opportunity to join Hula Halau Kamuela. And it was always my dream to learn from him, the kumu. And for about 2 years, I was blessed to do that. And then due to financial reasons, I stopped. And then it wasn't until maybe 10 years later, I went back. And then COVID hit. So I wasn't in, learning. But, during that time there, I really learned a lot. And I had to stop. I mean, I could go back now, but honestly, I had to stop because my body just is not suited for hula anymore. Because you have that aiha'a, that bended knee stance when we dance. My knees just can't keep up with my weight. So it hurt every time hula was over. But I still appreciate, hula, and I still try to remember the dances, and I still listen to Hawaiian music. And right now, my favorite is Mohala Kahinano. And honestly, when I first heard it, I didn't really appreciate it. But then now I'm listening to it again, and I'm like, wow, this is a pretty song. So I listen to it very often. But that's one of the many songs that I like. But I mean, I don't know. There is just more than, I guess what I'm trying to say is there's just more than one facet to somebody. And it's really hard to put myself into a niche because I could share a lot of things. And I do want to share a lot of things. But I don't know. I just want it to happen organically, to happen, just naturally. But so one of the things that I really appreciate, because it's part of my culture and I identify as Hawaiian, is hula. And I really love hula. It was always my dream to at least perform in the Merry Monarch, but just never happened. And I don't want this dream of competing as a bikini bodybuilder or whenever division that I'm suited for to be that kind of dream where it's just unfulfilled. So I guess I can tie it back to gratitude, where I do have this opportunity to work within my physical means and my financial means to pursue one of these dreams. Because Merry Monarch has a cutoff, and I am not at that level of the girls. I mean, hula these days is just so like, wow, like this. It sounds really trite, but every year, yes, it does elevate it. I mean, thinking back to when I really kind of was following it back in the 90s, I mean, hula was good. But if you compare that to now, it's a good evolution. And it should be a good evolution because it shows that people are growing, people are gaining more knowledge, and people want to get better. And that's good for the culture and the art. But yeah, I just miss hula. And honestly, I do not want to dance for anybody else. I don't want to learn from anybody else from my last kumu, because I think he is so creative and brilliant. So to me, even though I had a very short time with Hula Halau Kamuela, I still think of myself as a dancer from there. They might not think so, but I do, because I learned a lot in their basics and style, and I was really always drawn to that halal. So I don't know. I just wanted to share that because listening to Hawaiian music, it really calms me down. It makes me feel at home. It makes me feel rooted. And even when I sometimes, when I'm working out at the gym, you might think I'm listening to maybe pop music or rap music or heavy metal music, just to get the blood flowing. But sometimes if you listen to what I'm actually listening to, it's Hawaiian music. And it can be from chants, recorded chants, to Awana songs. But yeah, so I don't know. I mean that's the one side of me that I want to share. I really like hula dancing, and I wish my body was how it was back in my 20s and 30s, so I could really, pursue my dream of dancing in the Merry Monarch at least once. But it's not to be, and it took a while for me to lay that dream aside and just accept it, but I don't want to keep doing that, at least for this dream that I have right now. I want to fulfill it. And like I said from the beginning, there's no perfect time. You just got to start, just got to try to do it. So that's where I'm at. So still waiting for the custodian to open the building and the gate, but I think it'll take maybe about 5 to 10 more minutes. But those are my thoughts as I wait here before work. And yeah, so I really love hula. I don't know, it's just something that I was drawn to ever since I was little. But due to finances and the time commitment that couldn't be fulfilled, I wasn't placed in formal hula lessons. And I wish I was. I always wanted to. But I was always envious of those girls who learned how to dance hula, Tahitian, or even learn Maori. But I had to, honestly, some of the stuff I learned was self-taught. Like Tahitian, I did learn informally from other people because, when I went to school in Oregon, we had a luau. They put on the Hawaiian Club put on a luau. So I learned how to do Tahitian. I also learned how to do poi balls. But I had to practice on my own. And even though I practiced on my own and I don't recommend it, I really tried to respect what I was doing and not just showing any kind of stuff, I tried to make sure my form was at least presentable and just not looking like a bad imitation of what it was supposed to be. So I know it's better to learn correctly from a master, but I did not have access to it. But when I did have access to people who knew, I really tried to absorb all that and put it into my own practice and present it in a way that would be okay. I did not want to look like how people try to do the kalakaua chant from Lilo and Stitch. Some people appreciate it, but if you don't know your hula steps, don't try. So I have that personal awareness. If I didn't look like I could do it, I wasn't gonna do it. Because shame, man, you go up there and you look like one mess. So yeah, I wouldn't go that way. But just like bodybuilding, there's so much access now than there was back then, because even now I'm going off on a little tangent. Even now, there is so much access to the Hawaiian culture on the mainland. And I wish I had that when I was in college. Didn't even hardly had any halaus up there. And if there were, they were so far away from where I was. I had no transportation. I mean, it would be like miles away, hundreds of miles away would be like the closest halau. And I couldn't, you can't catch the bus to that kind of stuff every week, right? But now there's so much people open, that has a halau up there, and you can learn. But back then, back in the 90s and the thousands, they didn't have anything. Hardly had anything. You couldn't learn if you were on the mainland. You couldn't learn hula. Now you have an opportunity, some way, even online, you can learn hula from a master. Now, anyone who calls themselves a master. You need to be a kumu. You need to be a kumu hula. If you're not learning from kumu hula, you're in the wrong place. Seriously. And I recognize that within myself. I wish I had a kumu hula way back in the 90s and thousands to learn from, but I didn't, because there was no access. Like I said, only would have a handful of halaus where I was, and they would be miles away. I'm not talking like 30 miles away. I'm talking like hundreds, And for someone who never have car, how can I go? Oh, catch the bus. The bus only goes certain limits. You know what I mean? So anyway, what I'm trying to say is so much access now than when I was, when I had my interest. Just like bodybuilding. Did not have access to that too. Because, you got to learn from people, right? And if the people don't accept you or you don't know them, how are you going to learn? Because only would have magazine, Muscle and Fitness, Flex, I think, the Oxygen one. And you would just see these people sample meal plans or they sample workouts. But, honestly, that wouldn't pertain to you because everybody's different, right? So, yeah. So, this generation, I sound like an older person. I am an older person, but for real. Now, so much access. Technology is so wonderful. You have the internet. You get a lot of people opening up. They're opening up for their knowledge. And it's a good thing. But then you also have to take the stance of please be respectful. I will be the first one to say I did not learn and perform the right way. But when you're starving for your culture, I did what I had to do to ground myself and to mentally ground myself in a place that I didn't feel like I belonged. Honestly, that's a simple truth. I tried to connect myself with where I wanted to be, which was Hawaii. But since I was far away in the Pacific Northwest, it just, yeah. So I do not condone what I did, but I had to find a way to mentally stay there and to physically stay there to finish my education. And that's what I did. So, I don't know. You can beat me up for it, and tell me all kinds of stuff. But I know where my heart was, and I knew the limit of what I could do, and I wasn't going to disrespect my culture and the other cultures, other Polynesian cultures, if I didn't try to perform it to a decent level. So I know. So if you have access to the resources to achieve your dream, just take it. because there's no perfect time to do anything. You just got to do it. So I see that the custodian is on his way to open up the building. So I will say goodbye, bunnies. And I hope you all have a good day. Hopefully I'll see you later at lunch. I can fill you in on my classroom chronicles. But I don't know. Maybe this will be it. Who knows? So see you later, bunnies. Bye. Hi, bunnies. It's Christy. It is August 13th, 2005. It's a Wednesday. And here is my evening reflection. So I came home after my school meetings. Today was a long day, longer than normal. So we take one more hour. It's called an embedded. So we get 21 hours of professional development hours. And then we need to take it some time during the school year. So they are scheduled. It's not like on your own time. So it is scheduled. So that can be in forms of meetings, grade level meetings, professional development, kind of, not courses, what's the word? Classes-ish. They just talk to you. So is it really a class? I don't know. So that's where I'm at. Excuse me. Oh, I'm tired. So I also wanted to do it at my evening reflections at 5:08 in the afternoon, because as you can see, I am tired. When am I not tired? I'm always tired. Today was a good day. Got things done. I got, Canva. Canva is like wonderful. I mean, not only do I use it for my YouTube thumbnails and stuff, but I use Canva when for school. And so I did, remember that project with Punky Aloha? So what I did was I took a picture of all the students with their glasses, and then I put the Punky Aloha book cover, the image of it, and then I made like the magic grab after, I took their picture, and then I got the magic grab from Canva, and I just, took their outline, and then I stuck it on, like this blue, yellow gradient background, and then also put their pictures of their glasses, and I just wrote down, what they wrote about what was courage to them, and then my courage glasses. So I printed that out tonight. So tomorrow, either tonight or tomorrow, I'm going to cut it out and then laminate it. Honestly, I don't know. I'm just going to be talking. I don't know what I'm really going to say. I don't really have a direction. Today was a rest day, and I'm so happy it's a rest day, because I don't think I could get through a workout today, which is good, because then it's recovery. But I go back tomorrow. Tomorrow is glutes and hamstrings again, but it's only 4 exercises. But those 4 exercises take the whole hour. Yeah, take the whole hour. And plus, I also need to do my 45 minutes of cardio on the elliptical machine. So sometimes I stay at the gym, honestly, for no more than 2.5 hours, and that's if I kind of dawdle, like I have to use the bathroom, or I just go in slow motion. But usually it's about 2 hours and 15 minutes, because because I take about an hour, maybe a little over an hour for the strength training, and then I do 45 minutes on the elliptical. So that's about about an hour 45 minutes, right? But then you gotta think about, you gotta wipe down machines, and so maybe sometimes you gotta go to the bathroom. So then it ends up being maybe like 2 hours to 2 hours and 15 minutes. But rarely am I there for 2 hours and a half. So I think dialing in this week, I'm sticking to my goals. especially with nutrition. I'm not overeating. What I found though, which is kind of surprising to me, I am not feeling the need to have a morning snack. Usually I have a morning snack of the Magic Spoon double chocolate, like a Rice Krispie, or I'll have the Puffs Built, the chocolate marshmallow-ish thing. Usually I have that. That's about 140 calories for each one. But I have not had the need to eat. I try to last, because I have my breakfast about between 6:15 and 6:30, and then when our lunch is scheduled about 10:50. So I try to last until 10:50. But I used to have the urge to eat about sometimes as early as 8:30. Well, actually, if I want to be honest, 8 o'clock. But that was last school year. But then usually I'll eat maybe 9 o'clock, 9:30. But then this year I'm trying to push it and see how long it can last. And so far it's been okay, which is good because Amazon, because I have the subscribe and save, Amazon does not have the Magic Spoon chocolate, Rice Krispie-ish things. They're out of stock, so that's good. So, and I didn't even run out of my current stock, which is good too. So, I guess that's good in a way. Let's see. Miko is kind of, as you can see in the back, he's restless. He wants to go on his bed, but it's blocking. So I guess pretty soon I will wrap this up. And I don't know, I don't really have nothing more to say. Honestly, I just want to go download stuff, put the video together, upload it to YouTube, and just kind of rest. Yeah, so I'm going to end this now, and I thank you for coming with me on my journey. And I know that I basically do the same things every day, but sometimes it's good to have consistency and to know what other people are doing. But anyway, I don't know, I'm just rambling. Oh my god, I can't wait for Friday. I can't wait for Friday and my day off, statehood day. Oh, I love it. So I'll see you later, bunnies. And remember, if I can do hard things, you can do hard things. So let's do hard things together. Bye.